So the results are in. I went 10-6 in this week's picks. Tim went 9-7. So he is once again the loser, and he will be doing the cinnamon challenge shortly.
I'm tired of doing fucking everything. I'm tired of doing everything. Every week I've had to do something. Every week. That coin was supposed to save my ass last week. It didn't do anything for me. It did nothing. I mean, I went a game over 500, but I still lost to your ass. A game over 500 isn't really that great, to be honest. So I'm pissed off, man. I'm pissed off about the Redskins game last week. I'm pissed off about the coin letting me down. I'm just pissed off right now.
Remember to leave us a comment on our videos suggesting something you would like to see us, the loser, do, and we'll pick from one of our favorites.
Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Ravens because they almost won against a division rival last week. I'm not going to put too much faith in Vic right off the bat. Even though it's in Pittsburgh, I think the Ravens might finally get their first win of the season against their division rival.
My reason for picking the Ravens might be a little bit unorthodox here, but I got Steve Smith, who gave me a shit ton of points last week in fantasy. And I am starting the Ravens defense, which I might regret at a later point. But I'm just kind of rooting for the Ravens this week. I just am, so I want to pick them. Simple as that.
New York Jets versus Miami Dolphins in London.
I'm going to pick the Jets. The Dolphins shit the bed at home last week. I don't know if they'll necessarily do the same this week, but I think the Jets will still manage to beat Miami in Miami.
Well, the Jets shit the bed against the Philadelphia Eagles last week, which fucked us both over.
Yes, I know. They both sucked ass last week.
But this is going to be a game where we differ. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins simply because I feel like they got to pick it up at some point this season. They had a lot of people saying a lot of good things about them in the offseason, and they have yet to show anything good. Ndamukong Suh's looking like an Albert Haynesworth 2.0 right now. Looks all bad for the Dolphins right now, but I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with them. It's not at home. It's in London at 6:30 Pacific Time a.m., 9:30 Eastern. Early game.
We'll be waking up to watch it. Fuck that.
No sir. Maybe if it was a better game. I feel like the Dolphins got to get going at some point. I feel like this is gonna be the week for them. This is gonna be the week that they feel they start getting back on track and start actually living up to some expectations that they had.
Philadelphia Eagles at Washington Redskins.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles on the road, even though the Redskins and Eagles might be playing in a hurricane or something like that. We'll see what happens, but you know, I can't put too much faith in the Redskins ever, so I'm gonna go with Philly, even though DeMarco sucks ass.
There's something in my balls that is telling me to pick the Redskins right now.
Ew.
Like I'm pissed off at the Redskins for letting me down on Thursday night and getting just completely destroyed by the Giants on national television. It's happened so many fucking times to us. In the last few years, last like 6 years, 7 years, whatever you want to fucking say. It's happened so many times, it pissed me off so bad. I don't want to pick them because I'm so disappointed with them. I'm just so depressed with the whole team right now. I don't want to pick them, but there's something in my testicles that is telling me to pick the Washington Redskins this week. I don't know what it is. It's weird, but I gotta do it, man. Because if my balls are telling me to pick the Redskins and I don't do it, I'm going to be very pissed off at myself. So as much as I'm pissed at the team right now, I'm going to go with the Washington Redskins. Make me proud, boys.
New York Giants at Buffalo Bills.
I'm going to go with the Bills at home. The Giants only have one win this season, and that is against the Redskins. So I think the Bills have looked pretty good this season. Hope they can somehow deliver an ass whooping on the Giants.
This is going to be another gut feeling, or in my case, testicle feeling type of game. I'm going to be rooting for the Bills, obviously, because I hate the Giants. My man Tyrod Taylor has got to start this season for the Bills. I'm going to be rooting for him. Bills are at home, got a tough defense. I just have a feeling that the Giants are going to get this win.
Okay.
Ew, what the fuck are you looking at me like that?
I was waiting to see if you're going to do it.
Do what? It doesn't matter. We both like.
Okay, anyways, okay.
Excuse me.
Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts.
Even though the Colts continue to look like shit, they got their first win. You know, divisional game. I think that the Colts usually know how to take care of business versus the Jaguars, so I'm picking the Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Colts in this game. The Colts are a team I kind of root against, to be honest, just because everybody sucks Andrew Luck's dick constantly. It's tough for me to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. Excuse me. It's tough for me to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars ever. You know, Blake Bortles in his second year. You know, I would like for Blake Bortles to show some good things in the second year, and I would like to see him make some progress. But it's tough for me to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think they're there yet. So I'm going with the Colts at home.
Carolina Panthers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton has looked pretty damn good so far this season. I think they'll take care of business on the road in their division rival stadium, picking the Panthers.
Jameis Winston at home versus Cam Newton. Very interesting. I'm going to go with Cam Newton. I figured he'd play well last week, and that's what he did. He played phenomenal. I think he'll continue against the Buccaneers, who don't have a very good team right now. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a close game, division game. Tampa Bay at home. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers.
Division game at home.
Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
Kansas City Chiefs at Cincinnati Bengals.
I haven't picked the Bengals once this season. I'm pretty positive, and obviously that has bitten me in the ass. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals at home. They seem to be doing pretty well, so faith in the ginger, you know.
A part of me wants to pick the Chiefs this week. Obviously, earlier this season with the Broncos game on Thursday night, I picked them and they completely blew a 14-point lead. The Chiefs always let me down when I pick them, so in that case, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals at home.
Oakland Raiders at Chicago Bears.
Another team that I have yet to choose this season is the Raiders.
Both of us, we have not picked the Raiders all this season.
Yeah, they are playing pretty decent, and you know, the Bears have honestly looked worse than the Raiders have. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders in Chicago.
Well, that means we're both picking the Raiders for the first time this week.
Woo!
We don't know 100% who will be starting at quarterback for the Chicago Bears this week. Jay Cutler, from what I hear, may play. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm just going to assume that Jimmy Clausen is playing. And like I said last week, I will never pick a team that is starting Jimmy Clausen at quarterback. So I will be picking the Oakland Raiders.
Houston Texans at Atlanta Falcons.
Well, I believe I haven't chosen the Texans at all this season either, but I have to go with the Falcons at home. I just watched them manhandle the Cowboys, bend us over, and rape us in our assholes. Excuse me. The Falcons just completely shit all over us, and I was absolutely sick to my stomach
In the second half.
in the second half. But they're obviously a pretty damn good team. Julio Jones will friggin' fuck anyone in their ass and make you want to kill yourself.
Julio Jones, like I wish I could remember the exact numbers, but he's on pace for like
2,000 something yards, 22 touchdowns.
And obviously he won't get there most likely, but still, it's ridiculous the type of season he is having. He by far looks like there's a lot of good receivers in the league, but
Dez is out, you know.
Dez, Antonio Bryant, but right now, I mean. You have to Antonio Brown, excuse me. There was a guy named Antonio
Martavis Bryant.
There was a guy named
Brown.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, Bryant.
There was a guy named Antonio Bryant in the league. Look it up. A couple years ago. I can't remember who the fuck he was, but there was a guy named Antonio Bryant.
Well, you're certainly not talking about him right now.
But we had the Falcons.
You cut me off. I'm picking the Falcons.
I'm going with the Falcons as well. I'm definitely not going to pick the Texans. I'm definitely not going to pick the Texans in Atlanta. The Falcons, I wouldn't be surprised if down the stretch they, start fumbling a little bit. Not literally, but they just start fumbling. They don't play as well. Matt Ryan has always been a little bit overrated to me. Matty Ice, the shittiest nickname in all of sports, in my opinion.
Okay,
in that case, I'm still going to pick the Atlanta Falcons at home. It's an easy pick. I'd be shocked if the Houston Texans win that game. I'd be shocked. That's my lock of the week.
Cleveland Browns at San Diego Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Chargers at home. Not that they've, been looking that amazing, but the Browns chose not to start Manziel.
Why?
I don't know,
Somebody
because
tell
I
me.
picked up Travis Benjamin in fantasy, and now he's not doing shit because there's a different quarterback throwing him.
Somebody in the comment section, please explain to me why it makes any sense for the Cleveland Browns to not be starting Johnny Manziel. Do they think they're going to make a playoff push with fucking McCown in there? No, they're not. They're not. They're not going to do shit this year. You might as well fucking play Johnny Manziel. You might as well play Johnny football. It doesn't make any sense. It's pissing me off. It makes no fucking sense. Start Johnny football. If you started Johnny football, I'd be picking you this week, but you're not. So I'm picking the San Diego Chargers. Even though the San Diego Chargers are one of the weirdest teams in all of sports, in my opinion. For years, they've been that way. They just lay eggs. They start out bad.
San Diego Chickens.
They start out bad. They start out good some years. They end the season good. They end the season bad. I don't know what the fucking deal is with the Chargers. That whole organization. I don't know. But I'm picking them this week.
I picked the Chargers.
Minnesota Vikings at Denver Broncos.
I mistakenly chose against the Broncos last week, even though it was a closer game.
I didn't. First time I picked them this year. Woo!
That
Made me
being
proud.
said, I'm picking the Broncos at home versus the Vikings.
The Vikings, interesting team. I picked them week 1 to beat the Niners, and they got fucked by the Niners. I thought the Vikings might be shitty, and then they win their next 2 games. The Niners lose their next 2 games. Maybe that week 1 matchup between the Niners and Vikings was just a complete fluke. But I think the Broncos are the safer choice here. So for this particular game, I'm to go with the safer pick. Broncos in Denver.
Green Bay Packers at San Francisco 49ers.
You know what? Colin Kaepernick looks like complete horseshit, and I'm probably not going to pick him ever again for the rest of the season. Just kidding. Don't know for sure. But Aaron Rodgers is up here, and Colin Kaepernick, like, you can't see it. He's that low. So going with the Packers on the road.
Aaron Rodgers, the guy is fantastic. He does everything great. Everything. Everything you want to see in a quarterback, he does well. It's ridiculous. So it's going to take a lot for me to pick against the Green Bay Packers. So in that case, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers to beat 49ers in San Fran. Also, Aaron Rodgers, he grew up a 49ers fan, and they passed him the first overall pick in the 2005 draft. You know he's going to want to go in there and fuck them up.
St. Louis Rams at the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, it's hard not to choose the Cardinals after seeing what their defense and what they just did versus the Niners. The St. Louis Rams have been nothing but shit this season other than week 1.
But I thought they were going to be so amazing after we traded those picks to them in 2012 for RG3. I thought they were going to be incredible. We gave them all these players. We gave them our draft for the next 10 drafts, right?
Shut up! I'm picking the Cardinals. They've always been a team, like an underdog team, like when they were in the Super Bowl. Granted, this is years ago, but I rooted for them. You know, I have no reason to dislike them. I mean, we did have some really shitty losses against them a couple years ago, consecutively. They have a great defense. Larry Fitzgerald is having a great season so far. I'm picking the Cardinals at home.
Jeff Fisher sucks. Arizona Cardinals.
Dallas Cowboys at New Orleans Saints.
After last week's loss, I really hope the Cowboys learn a couple things. Hope Brandon Weeden learns a couple of things. A part of me wants to pick the Saints at home on Sunday Night Football, but they're 0-3 for a reason. Drew Brees might not be playing. Don't know for sure yet. I have to have a little bit of hope and prayers and faith that the Cowboys are going to win on Sunday Night Football. Without Romo and Dez, I'm petrified. We'll see what happens. Terrence Williams needs to keep his fucking head in the game.
I've yet to pick the Cowboys this season, and that will not be changing. Yes, Drew Brees is not playing, but guess what? Tony Romo's not playing either. The thing is it's weird as shit because the Cowboys play better on the road.
Yes, they do.
On the road.
They haven't lost a road game since 2013.
I haven't watched the Saints this season at all yet.
You know.
But fuck it, I hate the Cowboys. I'm not gonna pick them. I'm not gonna pick those motherfuckers. Saints, make me right. Make me smart.
Detroit Lions at Seattle Seahawks.
You know what? I picked the Lions last week, and that didn't pay off. They're 0-3. They look pretty shitty. I think they have less promise than the Seahawks, I guess you could say. Seahawks are at home. It's hard to pick against them at home, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
I feel like this game is going to be a close game. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks in this game. But I think it's going to be one of those games where it's close. It's going to come down to maybe even the last drive, maybe even that close. It's going to come down to the end of the fourth quarter. And I think the ball is going to be in Matt Stafford's hands. It's a very specific pick. The ball is going to be in Matthew Stafford's hands at the end of the game. He's going to have a chance to win with a touchdown. They're going to be down about 5 points, maybe 5-6 points. Matthew Stafford's going to throw a pick at the end of the game. I don't know who he's going to throw it to. He's going to throw a pick, and they're going to lose. So I'm going to go with Seattle Seahawks in this game. And if I got that right, I'm going to be looked at as a fucking genius. I've done this shit before. This is not fun, man. This sucked.
I can't not laugh while I watch this.
This is bullshit, man. The fucking coin was supposed to fucking. The fucking coin was supposed to make me not do this shit. It's supposed to be you sitting here doing this shit. You're fucking broke.
Fucking nasty.
There you go.
Better luck next time.